Many historical traditions treat the soul as a passenger, a ghostly entity occupying the driver's seat of the body, waiting for death to provide an exit. Because science could never measure a non-physical entity, biology largely moved on from the study of the soul. Researchers focused instead on the tangible mechanics of the physical machine. The authors of the Upanishads proposed a different starting point. They used the phrase "I am Atma Brahma," translated as "this very self is Brahman," to suggest that the sacred is located directly within the pulse and the meat of the living organism. Accessing the experience those texts describe requires looking into our internal architecture with the same rigor we usually reserve for external anatomy. Modern neurobiology identifies a specific sensory system as the gateway for this inward focus, called interoception. While proprioception maps the body's position in external space, interoception tracks the conditions inside the skin. This sensory network monitors a range of physiological metrics, including blood pH, the pressure wave of the aortic arch, and microtremors in the vagus nerve. The accuracy of this internal sensing predicts the granularity of a person's emotions and the depth of their subjective sense of self. Ancient maps of the body describe 72,000 energy pathways called nadis. This mirrors the physical structure of fascia, the body's largest organ. Fascia is a living connective web with piezoelectric properties, meaning it generates electric signals under mechanical pressure. It also appears to facilitate biophotonic signaling between cells. This tensegrity-based structure allows for near-instantaneous information transfer across the entire organism, shown here as rapid pulses moving through the microscopic web. This system transforms the body from a collection of isolated parts into a unified communication network. These visceral signals eventually travel from the fascial web up into the brain for processing. Researchers at the University of Sussex use the predictive processing model to explain how the brain handles this data. The brain's default mode network acts as a storyteller. It takes the chaotic stream of internal data shown here and generates what researchers call a controlled hallucination. This storytelling mechanism allows raw interoceptive signals to organize into the stable feeling of an individual I. Under this model, the ego functions as an active neurological prediction algorithm rather than a permanent physical entity. Looking even deeper, past the neural networks, we arrive at the subcellular level and the ORC-OR theory of consciousness. Developed by Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff, this theory explores the quantum origins of conscious experience. The theory suggests that moments of awareness arise from orchestrated quantum collapses inside neuronal microtubules. While quantum physics provides the mechanism for a conscious moment, interoception provides the feeling. Visceral signals integrate with these quantum events to turn sterile physics into a felt experience. In deep meditation, the practitioner trains their attention on the internal pulse so consistently that the brain's prediction error regarding the body's state drops to zero. When the brain no longer has errors to correct, the default mode network quiets down, and the constructed model of the self becomes transparent. This results in the state of Sat Chit Ananda. This is the biological realization of an organism recognizing its lack of separation from the field it arose within. When the neurological self-model dissolves due to this predictive accuracy, the resulting experience matches the ancient descriptions of the unconditioned self. Viewers can test this state through the three-step interoceptive Mahavakya practice. First, ground by occupying the physical volume of the body from the inside. Second, tune by resting attention on the internal pulse and silently asking, "Who is aware of this?" Finally, dissolve by letting the question fall away into any resulting sensation of wordless tenderness. The ancient phrase, Tat Tvam Asi, thou art that, functions here as a literal interoceptive instruction manual. This practice suggests the soul is the result of listening to the biological heartbeat with total attention.